Siemka, z tej strony Prosout i witam was w kolejnym odcinku z gry pod tytułem The Witness. Jak ostatnio pamiętacie, robiliśmy sobie tutaj Monastery. Uruchomiliśmy tutaj właśnie laser. I będziemy teraz iść do innej lokacji pod tytułem Dżungla. Jungle. No i wypadałoby się tutaj rozejrzeć oczywiście. O! Co to jest? Na tych murkach może być audiolog. No i oczywiście, że jest.
O Lord God, helper of those who seek you, I see you in the garden of paradise, and I do not know what I see, because I see nothing visible. I know this alone, that I know that I do not know what I see, and that I can never know. I do not know how to name you, because I do not know what you are. Should anyone tell me that you are named by this or that name, by the fact that one gives a name, I know that it is not your name. For the wall beyond which I see you is the limit of every mode of signification by names. Should anyone express any concept by which you could be conceived, I know that this concept is not a concept of you. For every concept finds its boundary at the wall of paradise. Should anyone express any likeness and say that you ought to be conceived according to it, I know in the same way that this is not a likeness of you. So too, if anyone, wishing to furnish the means by which you might be understood, should set forth an understanding of you, one is still far removed from you. For the highest wall separates you from all these, and secludes you from everything that can be said or thought, because you are absolute from all the things that can fall within
Co, jakieś
any...
podwodne miasto mi się pokaże?
Nicholas of Cusa, 1453.
Łódka. Okej. Ty, ale to jest jakaś szybka podróż. Ja nie chcę żadnej szybkiej podróży. O, proszę bardzo.
One day I happened to be occupied with the subject of generation of waves by wind. I took down the standard treatise on hydrodynamics, and under that heading I read, if the external forces P prime sub YY, P prime sub XY be given multiples of E to the I kx plus nt, where K and A are prescribed, the equations in question determine A and C, and thence, by 9, the value of eta, and so on for 2 pages. At the end, it is made clear that a wind of less than half a mile an hour will leave the surface unruffled. At a mile an hour, the surface is covered with minute corrugations due to capillary waves which decay immediately if the disturbing cause ceases. At 2 miles an hour, the gravity waves appear. As the author modestly concludes, our theoretical investigations give considerable insight into the incipient stages of wave formation. On another occasion, the same subject of generation of waves by wind was in my mind, but this time another book was more appropriate, and I read, there are waters blown by changing winds to laughter, and lit by the rich skies all day, and after, frost with a gesture stays the waves
I nie ma co chodzi w tych audiologach zawsze.
He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance,
Matko,
a width,
co oni se tu
a
znowu
shining
wymyślili?
peace under the night. The magic words bring back the scene. Again, We feel nature drawing close to us, uniting with us, till we are filled with the gladness of the waves dancing in the sunshine, with the awe of the moonlight on the frozen lake. These were not moments when we fell below ourselves. We did not look back on them and say, "It was disgraceful for a man with 6 sober senses and a scientific understanding to let himself be deluded in that way. I will take Lamb's hydrodynamics with me next time." It is good that there should be such moments for us. Life would be stunted and narrow if we could feel no significance
Twoje
in the
życie
world
już
around
jest
us
marne, człowieku.
beyond
Co
that
ty
which
za
can be weighed and measured
historię
with
w
the
ogóle
tools of the
opowiadasz?
physicist or described by the
Pierdolę.
metrical symbols of the mathematician. Of course, it was an illusion. We can easily expose the rather clumsy trick that was played on us. Ethereal vibrations of various wavelengths, reflected at different angles from the disturbed
Co ja
interface between
zrobiłem?
air and water, reached our eyes, and by photoelectric action caused appropriate stimuli to travel along the optic nerves to a brain center. Here, the mind set to work to weave an impression out of the
No
stimuli.
nie, to jest jakiś żart.
The incoming material was somewhat meager, but the mind is a great storehouse of associations that could be used to clothe the skeleton. Having woven an impression, the mind surveyed all that it had made and decided that it was very good. The critical faculty was lulled. We ceased to analyze and were conscious only of the
On
impression as a
cały
whole.
czas gada.
The warmth of the air, the scent of the grass, the gentle stir of the breeze, combined with the visual scene in one transcendent impression around us and within us.
Nie, słuchajcie.
Associations
Ja zaraz do
emerging
was
from their
wracam, bo
storehouse
mi
grew
to zajmie
bolder.
wieki.
Perhaps we recalled the phrase rippling laughter.
O nie,
Waves,
czekajcie.
ripples, laughter, gladness.
Nie będę
The
robić
ideas
jeszcze
jostled
cięcia.
one another. Quite illogically, we were glad.
Niech się skończy ten
Now,
audiolog.
what there can possibly be to be glad about in a set of ethereal vibrations no sensible person can explain. A mood of quiet joy suffused the whole impression. The gladness in ourselves was in nature,
Bardzo
in
dziwne.
the waves, everywhere. That's how it was.
To też bardzo głupie.
It was an illusion. Then why toy with it longer? These airy fancies which the mind, when
Co
we do
jest?
not keep it severely in order, projects into the external world should be of no concern to the earnest seeker after truth.
Słyszeliście
Get
ten
back to the
telefon?
solid substance of things, to the material of the water moving under the pressure of the wind and the force of gravitation, in obedience to the laws of hydrodynamics. But the solid substance of things is another illusion. It too is a fancy projected by the mind into the external world. We have chased the solid substance from the continuous liquid to the atom, from the atom to the electron, and there we have lost it. But at least it will be said, we have reached something real at the end of the chase, the protons and electrons. Or, if the new quantum theory condemns these images as too concrete and leaves us with no coherent images at all, at least we have symbolic coordinates and momenta and Hamiltonian functions, devoting themselves with single-minded purpose to ensuring that QP minus PQ shall be equal to IH over 2 pi. I have tried to show that by following this course we reach a cyclic scheme which, from its very nature, can only be a partial expression of our environment.
On
Which is
cały
not
czas
reality,
pierdoli.
but the skeleton of
Ludzie,
reality.
mam się
Actuality
tu
has
skupić?
been lost in the exigencies of the chase. Having first rejected the mind as a worker of illusion, we have in the end to return to the mind and say, here are worlds well and truly built on a basis more secure than your fanciful illusions.
Ja naprawdę
But
nie
there is
wiem,
nothing
gdzie
to
to
make any
wsiąść,
one of them
no.
an actual world. Please choose one and weave your fanciful images into it. That alone can make it
O
actual.
Jesus, dobra, spróbuję jeszcze
We have
takich
torn
różnych
away the
przemian.
mental fancies to get at the reality beneath.
Ja
only to find
pierdzielę, jak to jest
that the
czułe.
reality of that which is beneath is bound up
Dobra,
with its
fajnie.
potentiality of awakening these fancies. It is because the mind, the weaver of illusion, is also the only guarantor of reality, that reality is always to be sought at the base of illusion. Illusion is to reality as the smoke to the fire. I will not urge that hoary untruth, there is no smoke without fire, but it is reasonable to inquire whether, in the mystical illusions of man, there is not a reflection of an underlying reality. Arthur Eddington, 1927.
Wiecie co, nie wiem, czy czasami nie musicie patrzeć tutaj na ten dolny wzorek, ale widzę, że on jest chyba każdy taki sam. Więc nie wiem. Dobrze, że się to nie resetuje i mi się nie zamyka przed mordą jak wcześniej. Dobra. Kuźwa, i się zaczyna. Nie wiem, tak, może... Wow, wow, wow. Ja pierdzielę, jaka to jest satysfakcja, jak się pierwszy raz trafia, nie? Ale tu w ogóle żadnych wskazówek nie ma, żeby to odblokować. Dla mnie to jest chore. Czy to nie jest aż tutaj? Szukajmy audiologów. Wydaje mi się, że mogą tutaj być. Wow, bambusy jakieś, kurde. Aż mnie oko zabolało. Dobra, ale może idźmy po kabelku. O, o, o! Toż tam gdzieś? A, stąd przychodzi. Dobra, to czekajcie. O, tutaj jest. O, czyżbyśmy odblokowywali już laser? O. Chyba nie. Jakie mam teraz wrócić? Dobra, chyba wiem. Dobra, wróciliśmy się tutaj do monasterii. O, proszę bardzo. Okej. Okej, trzeba najpierw przez najmniejszą... Jakie mam to zrobić od najmniejszej? No, chuj ci w pizdę. Ej, ale ja totalnie nie wiem, jak ja mam to zrobić. Ogólnie tak patrzę teraz na te obrazki, gdzie mogę mieć te audiologii. To ominąłem tutaj. Aż 2. Tak szybko przebiegałem.
We join spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center whole that makes the wagon move. We shape clay into a pot, but it is the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want. We hammer wood for a house, but it is the inner space that makes it livable. We work with being, but non-being is what we use. Lao Tzu, 6th century BC.
Okej.
The glass is transparent, the wine transparent. The two are similar, the affair confused. There seems to be wine and no glass, or glass and no wine. Sahib bin Abad, circa 990.
Ej, nie, totalnie nie wiem, jak ja mam to zrobić. Czekajcie, a spróbujmy tak bez w ogóle żadnej kolejności. Dobra, udało się. Że co? Jak ja mogłem tam to źle zrobić? Jak? Ludzie, jak? Jak można było to zjebać? Czekajcie, a może to ma zajmować cały ten? Nie, nie mogę. Ta gra mnie rozpierdala po prostu od środka. Spróbuję inną kolejność teraz. Dobra. Inna kolejność zadziałała, a tutaj to już w ogóle mogę dostać chyba jakiegoś pierdolca. Udało się, dobra. Kuźwa, no. Dobra, spróbujmy teraz taką kolejność zrobić tych kropek. Hmm. Okej. Trzeba próbować różnych kolejności. To jest sposób, żeby to zrobić. Ale co dalej? A, patrzcie, teraz się podświetliło tutaj na różowo. Czyżbym już był przy końcu? Mam nadzieję, kurde. Bo trochę długo już, czuję, jakbym tu już z godzinę siedział, nie? Boże, gdzie ja wylazłem? No i gdzie ten kabelek kuźwa znika? No. Gdzie kabelek znika później? Bo tego oczywiście nie wiemy. Czekajcie, może przy tym bambusowym lesie. Kurde, cały czas mi przychodzą jakieś powiadomienia. Nie, no totalnie nie wiem. Mózg mi zaraz gdzieś wypłynie, kurwa, którąś stroną. Albo lewym, albo prawym uchem. Już mam dosyć powoli. Teraz się domyśl, gdzie jest łaskawy kabelek, nie? Czemu mój pies szczeka? Przepraszam, jeśli ją słychać. Wow!
If we were not able or did not desire to look in any new direction, if we did not have a
Totalnie nie wiem, jak
doubt
tutaj się magicznie
or
dostaliśmy,
recognize
ale mamy
ignorance,
ten O,
we would not get any
Jesus,
new
mamy
ideas.
laser w dżungli.
There would be nothing worth checking because we would know
Było
it
ciężko,
is
szczerze
true.
mówiąc, i było bardzo długo.
So
I dostałem
what we
trofeum
call
złote, tak?
scientific
UW?
knowledge today
UW, tak,
is a body
jungle.
of statements of
Zdobyto
varying
trofeum.
degrees of certainty. Some of them are most unsure, some of them are nearly sure, but none is absolutely certain. Scientists are used to this. We know that it is consistent to be able to live and not know. Some people say, how can you live without knowing? I do not know what they mean. I always live without knowing. That is easy. How you get to know is what I want to know. This freedom to doubt is an important matter in the sciences, and I believe in other fields. It was born of a struggle. It was a struggle to be permitted to doubt, to be unsure. And I do not want us to forget the importance of the struggle, and by default, to let the thing fall away. I feel a responsibility as a scientist who knows the great value of a satisfactory philosophy of ignorance, and the progress made possible by such a philosophy. Progress which is the fruit of freedom of thought. I feel a responsibility to proclaim the value of this freedom and to teach that doubt is not to be feared, but that it is to be welcomed as the possibility of a new potential for human beings. If you know that you are not sure, you have a chance to improve the situation. I want to demand this freedom for future generations. Richard Feynman, 1963.
Dobra, słuchajcie. Skończył się ten dziennik. O, i mamy wejście jeszcze. Patrzcie, jak elegancko. Jak królowie normalnie wyszliśmy. Dobra, słuchajcie. Te obeliski są strasznie dziwne. Dobra, totalnie nie wiem, co będziemy robić w następnym odcinku. Ale słuchajcie, to by było na tyle. Mam nadzieję, że odcinek Wam się spodobał. Zapraszam do lajkowania, komentowania oraz subskrybowania. Na razie i cześć, do zobaczenia w następnym odcinku z The Witness.